Hello everybody. Welcome to another week of Makers Monday. I am Anastasia Radloff, aka Stampin' Blondie, and I'm really looking forward to have you join me this week as I get back into creating with Makers Monday. So let me just make sure this is coming up on my computer so I can follow along with your comments. It looks like I'm good to go here maybe. Let me just click that, enlarge. There we go. If you're watching, make sure to comment, say hi, let me know that you're following along with me. If you're watching this on replay from Facebook or YouTube, make sure to comment replay. It's always fun to see where everybody is watching me from every week, so make sure to comment hi and where you're following along from. I got a couple people here joining me, so welcome. I cannot believe it is already the last day of August. Where has the month and the time and the year actually gone? It's been so crazy. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I spent my weekend basically all 2.5 days of crafting. I stayed up till about 2 o'clock in the morning on Friday working on my August class kits to get those shipped out Saturday morning. I taught a class, virtual class, Saturday morning, and then worked on projects that evening, and then all day yesterday working on a bunch of projects to bring to you, and I'm super excited to show you them in the next coming weeks. So like I said, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. First, before we get started with Makers Monday, I just want to say thank you to everybody who kind of stuck with me last week. My dog passed away, and so it was, a little emotional. So we did not have a Makers Monday last week. So thank you all for your beautiful cards and heartfelt sentiments that you sent to me and my husband. So yeah, it's hard, but we'll get through this all together. So, but thank you everybody. So on to bigger and more fun things. Tomorrow is September 1st, and every year September 1st I pull all of my pumpkins out from the garage and I decorate my house for fall. So today we are going to create 2 fall projects to get us in the mood for some cooler weather and the changes of the seasons. All right, so let's go ahead and switch the camera here. And before we get started, I have a couple of quick announcements. It looks like my camera may be a little bit fuzzy, so let me just wipe this off, see if that makes anything better. There we go, perfect. All right, so a couple quick announcements before we get started on our projects today. As a reminder, just like every week, we have a free PDF tutorial to show you the products and the dimensions of the projects that we are creating here today. So I have this PDF, the link to this can be found in the description of this video. So you are able to pull this right off the internet to follow along with me. And you'll be able to create these projects step by step with me, and you'll know everything that I have here to create your own projects at home. All right, next up on the list is starting tomorrow, the new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is finally available. Now, as demonstrators, we could pre-order this for the month of August, but since I was on vacation, I haven't ordered mine just yet. But I am looking forward to getting my hands on the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Now, my best friend has it. We crafted all day yesterday, and she loves the machine, so I cannot wait to get my hands on it. So this is a new design by Stampin' Up. So we have only right now the big machine. So I call this the Big Boss and the Baby Boss. So our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is currently not available just yet, but I'm really looking forward to getting both of them. I'm looking forward to getting the mini one to take with me for crops that I attend, and I'm looking forward to getting the big one to bring you all of the class prep that you're used to receiving from me, so it's going to be exciting. Now, also available in September is our magnetic cutting plate. So if you're a demonstrator and you pre-ordered this ahead of time, and customers can now both get this during the month of September. Now, what's different between this new magnetic cutting plate versus our current magnetic plate that, well, not current, it retired in June. So this magnetic cutting plate is one full big magnet. Our previous one had lots of little magnets in it, so your dies would jump if you didn't have it close to your dies. So this new plate is completely magnetic and your dies aren't going to jump. So I'm looking forward to getting that as well. I'm holding off until that's available to be able to get my machine and just kind of get everything all at the same time. So as a reminder, starting tomorrow, September 1st, the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine is available for everybody. So go ahead and place your order using our weekly hostess code, which I have right here. You use our weekly hostess code and I will send you a little something in the mail. So make sure to grab that if you're in the market for a new die cut machine. All right, what else do we have here? Oh yes, so as always, if you're watching our video today, make sure to share and comment that you shared because you will be entered to win this week's prize. So our prize patrol for this week is the Wonderful Gems. Now, these are open because I'm using these on our projects today, so you will get a full package of their Wonderful Gems, so just make sure to share this video with your friends and type share in the comments. Sometimes Facebook doesn't let me know who has shared and who hasn't, so make sure to comment that you shared. Will the new magnetic plate work for the old Big Shot? So Becky, I'm not sure because I don't have the new machine just yet, but our current plates that we have fit in the old Big Shot machine. So they're about the same size. So I would say that yes, they do fit in the new machine or the old Big Shot, but don't 100% quote me on that just because I don't have the new machine just yet. So we'll say yes. If they don't fit, we can always exchange them out for you. All right, a couple weeks ago, I said that we were going to give the prize patrol for the week was the Flowers for Every Season Gems. And this week, our winner is Candy Hansen. So congratulations, Candy. All she did was share the video and she was entered to win the prize for the week. So make sure you share and comment and let me know to be entered to win the Wonderful Gems, which we are using on our projects this week. So I'm gonna put that off to the side. And my last announcement for the week is our Holiday Card Club is returning again for September. So I loved Holiday Card Club last year. So what we do is September, October, November, December, we gather together or online this year. So we are going to create 6 projects each month, 3 different designs, 2 of each design, so that come Christmas time, you have a stack of cards ready to send out. We had so much fun in Holiday Card Club last year, and I am really looking forward to this event this year. Now, it's going to be a little different, of course, because coronavirus has changed everything in our lives. But we are getting back to in-person events starting in September. So yay, I know a lot of people were excited and wanting to get back to in-person events from my poll that I took from my group. So Holiday Card Club, how this is gonna work this year is you can see there's 2 different dates here for each month. What does that mean? So each month I am going to have reservations available, and each month only 8 people will be able to attend in person on each night. I have 3 folding tables and a dining room table, and we can fit 2 people at each table. So each night I'll be able to host 8 people in person. And if you're not comfortable with attending in person, or you may not live in Tucson, a to-go option is going to be available. So we will create the same projects either online to-go classes or in person. So you don't have to worry about feeling left out if you cannot attend in person. So more details about this will be coming in the next week. So just make sure to mark your calendars for these dates here. And if you do the online to go, they will ship out these weeks here as well. Of course, we'll have 4 different options for your crafting budget, just like our previous month's classes. So you can always fit whatever is in your crafting budget to be able to join us every month. If you attend all 4 months, you'll receive $25 to shop with during January. And as we all know, Celebration is coming in January. So make sure to try to attend as many months as you can for this. Like I said, more details will be coming out soon. So if you are not on my newsletter, the link to the sign up for my newsletter is in the description of this video. And of course, I'll post on my page as well all the details for signing up. But I can give you a little sneak peek for what we're going to create in September. So we are going to use the Merry Moose stamp set as our focus for the month. This is actually a returning favorite in the August through December mini catalog. This was available in our last year's holiday catalog, but sold out like that so quick that I didn't even get a chance to use it or create with it. So this year we are going to focus, this month, we're going to focus on the Merry Moose stamp set. And I'm looking forward to this. This looks like such a cute stamp set and coordinating punch that we're going to use with it. So that is what is coming in September for our first holiday card club of 2020. All right, let's get started with our projects. These are the 2 projects that we are going to create today. We have featuring the Gathered Together bundle. This is also a returning favorite in the August through December mini catalog. I love it, of course, because of the pumpkins. And so I am looking forward to creating some other projects using the leaves and then more pumpkins as we get into the season, just a little bit more. Let's get started. We're going to work on this project first because we have a bit of blending and some fun things to do. So we are going to start first creating this really pretty leaf. So I actually used a piece of Whisper White cardstock, just a scratch piece of paper for this. You don't need anything crazy for this. And we are going to use my 3 new favorite fall colors together, and they are Cherry Cobbler, Pumpkin Pie, and Bumblebee. These 3 colors are perfect for fall crafting, and Bumblebee is the great in color to bring into your core colors, Pumpkin Pie and Cherry Cobbler. All right, we are going to use blending brushes today, and these are just regular makeup brushes that you can find at your local Walgreens or drugstore, wherever. They're regular makeup brushes. They're actually meant to put foundation on your face, but they work amazing for blending inks together. So I have my workspace here covered because we are going to do some tapping and blending on here. This is just a silicone mat. You can get these in the baking section of your local Walmart, Target. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take my blender brush and my Cherry Cobbler, and I'm just going to tap that ink in there, and I want to tap it on my paper because I don't want too harsh of a line when I start swirling. And just more of that swirling on there is going to give you that really dark color. Let me bring the project in so you guys can see it as I work. The more you layer here, the darker your red's going to be. And I want really dark red to get that fall leaf color in there. As you can see, this blends really pretty on the paper. It just kind of goes on really smooth. And I'm just doing that quick corner right there. I'm gonna put that off to the side, and now I'm gonna work with my orange. I'm working my way down the leaf. And I wanna put that off to the side so I don't get that in my paper. And same thing, you wanna blend your colors together, and it really just starts to take that really pretty fall look right there when you mix those two colors together. I'm gonna stamp over this once I'm done, and we're gonna die cut that leaf out. Okay, and now Bumblebee. And these inks, because we have water-based ink, they will wash right off my brushes, and they're not even gonna stain my brushes at all. When I first got these with the white bristles, I was a little worried. I was like, oh no, they're gonna stain it, and I won't ever be able to use it with any other color except this one ink pad I dunk it in. But with these blender brushes, you can just wash these inks right out, and then you can move on to your next color. All right, so there is our base for our leaf. You don't have to have any certain skill level to do that. Super easy, just rubbing on the paper. And now I'm gonna stamp my leaf in Crumb Cake ink. This is going to give me that, obviously, leaf design. And I want to just use a quick baby wipe to get this ink off my silicone mat. This will, if I leave the ink on my mat, it could transfer to my card, and I don't want that. So, Crumb Cake is a perfect neutral for fall. I feel like Crumb Cake goes with so many different occasions. You can use it on so many different things. So we've got our leaf, and we're just gonna stamp it right in the middle of kind of where all the colors blend together, so you get that even fall change for that. We're gonna put that off to the side, clean our stamp off there. And now we're gonna work on this background. So for the sake of time, I pre-embossed a piece of Whisper White cardstock using the Woodland embossing folder. So I just ran this through my embossing machine, and I picked up this background. Now this Woodland embossing folder is great for fall as well, but it's really fun to add some grunge to it when you put it on Whisper White. So I have my Sahara ink sand. This is kind of a ink heavy project, and you could definitely use Crumb Cake for the background here, but I just wanted to use Sahara sand because it's a little bit of a lighter light brown. So I'm using my sponge dauber. These are different than our Stampin' Sponges. This is an all foam tip. And what I like to do is I have a piece of scratch paper here, and I'm going to tap my sponge dauber into the ink and tap off of there so it's not as dark when I rub it onto my paper. I'm just running it down the embossed branch part of the tree, the trunks. I don't want the rest of my background to be sponged. I just want that highlighted portion to kind of grunge it up and make it look like fall and woody woods back there. So I'm just taking my sponge dauber, dipping it into the ink, running it along. If you get heavy-handed, that's okay. You can cover it up with your sentiment. So we're just gonna rub that along. I like these sponge daubers a little bit better for smaller areas than our Stampin' Sponges. Not only do you have a fun little finger puppet here, but I feel like you have just a little bit more control with it as well. So we're running that along, and you can see it kind of gives it a totally different look than the white emboss. You can leave it white if you want, but just to kind of, this would be really fun for a Halloween card too, kind of spooky effect there. All right, so we are done with all of our inks. I'm gonna put that off to the side. Oh, actually, I forgot, I need one more ink for our sentiment. So I am using the Gather Together stamp for this. There's a bunch of great other sentiments in here. Season of Thanks. Actually, I'm gonna do that one, Season of Thanks. That's always fun. And then it'll be a little different than our other card that says Gather Together. When I created these cards this weekend, I didn't realize that both of them said Gather Together until I was completely done. So we'll do Season of Thanks for this one. So I stamped this on a piece of crumb cake that was die cut from the Painted Labels dies. These are in our annual catalog, and it's this big die cut piece here. We are gonna use Mango Melody for our cardstock. This is a piece of 5.5 by 11, or sorry, 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock. I just cut straight across an 8.5 by 11 sheet. We're gonna use regular snail adhesive on the back of our trees. Put that right in the middle. And now we're gonna layer our dies. So I have 2 of these leaves that I previously die cut just to save some time. These are the brushed metallic paper that's in our catalog. So we have our Gather Together bundle is in the August catalog, and on the page right in front of it is the brushed metallic foil paper. Now this paper, it's not as bright as our gold foil paper, so it's really kind of muted down, and it's very pretty. All right, let's die cut our leaf. Now if you've never watched my videos before, I do not die cut on screen just because it can shake my camera and move everything around. So I'm gonna show you the layer here, and then I'll run it through my machine. I have my magnetic platform down and my leaf. Just lining everything up to make sure it's gonna cut. And then sandwich. This is the same sandwich you're gonna do for the new and die cut embossing machine. So same thing. And then here is our really pretty die cut leaf. And you could save this and do some other things with it. But it's pretty easy to do that blending in there. All right, for our layering, what I want to do first is I want to come in with the basket weave. This is the basket weave ribbon from our August to December mini catalog as well. Same page as that metallic paper, right below it actually. It comes with 2 rolls of ribbon, this really pretty copper ribbon, and then also our mint macaron. And so what I'm gonna do is the easiest way to adhere this is to wrap your ribbon around, and we're gonna just Scotch tape that on the back. No fancy adhesive needed. I find Scotch taping ribbon around is so simple, and then you don't have to wait for anything to dry. Okay, next we're gonna do the leaf part. I wanna layer my leaves and then put my bow on top, just so if I need to cover anything up, then I can do that. So I'm gonna tuck my stem right underneath the ribbon, and I'm just gonna use my liquid glue in case I need to move it around a little bit. The liquid glue has just a little bit of forgiveness. I got a glue boogie on there. I think I left this open the other night, probably when I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning working on class kits. I think I left it open and it got a little glue boogie on there. All right, see with that glue, I can kind of move it around to where I need it. Same thing with these. I'm gonna layer them together, and I wanna kind of hook their stems together first. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue right on the back of that so that will hook in and glue there. Okay, and now I I can see exactly where I need to put glue on the whole part. And I just need it on this side because it's gonna hang off our paper a little bit. And then I wanna tuck those, oh, they came apart. We just wanna tuck them all there so that our ribbon will go right there. And I'm gonna put a block there to hold that down while we tie our big ribbon, our bow. So with the bow, I like to do more ribbon than I'm going to need and then trim off the edges. So I have 8 inches of the copper ribbon, and this doesn't have, it's not a stiff ribbon, but it does have kind of a little form to it. If it'll tie for me today. It's not loose, like it does hold its shape quite a bit, so it's a good ribbon for tying bows. All right, and if you come to my September holiday class, I can tie your bows again. I have missed tying everybody's bows these last couple months, and by couple I mean like 6. So I'm looking forward to being your bow tire again. And I know you all are liking that part too. All right, so I'm just gonna manipulate the bow until I get it right where I need it. Like I said, I always use more ribbon than I'm going to need, and then I can easily hold it in my hand a little better. Yes, Becky, that foil paper is my favorite. I don't wanna cut it, it's just so pretty, but love it, chop it. That's what another demonstrator says, and I think it's the perfect thing. Love the paper so much that you chop it up. All right, so I'm gonna put I glued my ribbon down, and I'm just gonna use my clear block to hold that down again so that it kind of holds everything in place. We are going to use those wonderful gems that I showcased at the beginning, that if you share this video, you can be entered to win a package of these. So I'm just putting that in the corner here, and we're gonna add dimensionals to the back of this and adhere it to our card. So flip that over, and because we have adhered everything, I know exactly where to put dimensionals because our leaf has stuck out of our label here. So just a couple in the corner, and then we will be finished with our first project. I hope you all liked this one. That leaf just turned out so pretty. I want to hoard this card and never send it away. But alas, I will send it off. All right, there we go. And that is our first project using the Gather Together stamp set. I hope you all liked that one. Let me know what you think. I just love the fall colors of this one. And the blended really sticks out against that Mango Melody background. Cool glue bottle holder. So I got this last year at the Stampin' Scrapbook Expo in Mesa, which unfortunately was canceled this year. But you can find them online. They're actually 3D printed. It's like plastic. So that is something that is fun, and it holds your glue upside down, so all the glue comes to the top, unless you have glue boogies on yours like mine did. All right, let's transition into our next project. So let me put some of this stuff away that I'm not going to need. And this is our second project. Ooh, look at that shine. So this also uses that brushed metallic paper. So it comes with a gold, a bronze, and more of like a brown. It's not copper, it's more brown metallic, and that's what we're going to use on this project. So let me get my bucket out here. So for this project, I have a piece of Early Espresso cardstock. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 11. So I cut an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper in half right down the middle. And I scored it and used my bone folder to evenly fold my paper. I also have a piece of crumb cake cardstock, And this is what the paper looked like before it was embossed. So I am going to run it through my embossing machine because I wanted you guys to see the before and after. I haven't embossed it yet, so you guys can see. This is using the Pinewood Plank embossing folder from the annual catalog. And I want to make sure my folder is going the right way. So I'm going to turn my paper so that the plank runs down the paper. Again, I am not going to emboss on screen, but I will show you guys what this looks like. So I'm just building my sandwich with my embossing plate and my cover here and running it through so you guys can see how pretty that looks once it's done out of here. All right, so lift it up and ooh, ah. I love embossing metallic paper. It gives it a totally different look and it's a very simple technique. You really don't need any special skill set to emboss. You just run it through the machine and it's done. So we're going to layer our embossed metallic paper onto our crumb cake cardstock. If you are needing the dimensions to this card, it is on that free PDF in the description of this video, along with all the item numbers of the products that I'm using today. So I have also a piece of Gilded Autumn Specialty Designer Series paper. Now this is the paper that I'm using. It's the speckled crumb cake paper. Not anything fancy, but the other side has that foil paper on there. And this is the full Specialty Designer Series paper. It features Cajun Craze, Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, Gold Foil, Mint Macaron, and Very Vanilla cardstocks. It is 12 by 12 and you get all of these designs on, they're dual-sided. So this is the paper that we are using here. And I wouldn't have thought that mint would be really a fall color, but it is very pretty and I like this paper. So that's in our autumn, August to December mini catalog as well. So I'm going to use that speckled crumb cake part here and just place that right across there. All right, so again, because of time, I have already pre-cut some of the products that we're going to use on this project today. This one doesn't want to come out. Come on. Okay. So I used this leaf die right here, and I cut out 2 pieces of cherry cobbler, and it gives it this embossed and die cut look at the same time. So it cuts around the edge and it embosses the leaf for you all in one. I also cut out this little piece here in Cajun Craze, and together we're gonna make this big piece right here. So I just have a scratch piece of Cajun Craze cardstock, and I'm going to use Cajun Craze ink. And we are gonna do some tone-on-tone stamping, meaning I'm using the same color ink as I'm using cardstock. Very simple, anybody can do this as well. And I've just got my background leaf there. Now, if you really wanted to make this project pop, you could do the same technique that I did on the last one where you blended ink together. But this is perfect just doing that tone on tone there. So we're gonna come back in with our magnetic platform and we're gonna cut out this leaf again. So it has, I should probably do it this way, just so I can see everything is lined up. And then we're gonna cut that out, just like that. Leanne says, if she can emboss, then anybody can emboss. Yes, very simple, anybody can emboss. Anybody can die cut as well. And you know what, anybody can make these projects. All right, here we go. So there's our die cut leaf and trash. And for this one, I am also using the color of Cajun Craze, Cherry Cobbler, and Bumblebee. So for this one, I'm going to use the Sprig Punch. This is just a quick and easy punch out of these two little sprig pieces here. And there we go. There we go. And now we are going to stamp our Gather Together this time. I chose to stick with the Gather Together, and I'm going to coordinate my ink to my cardstock base. So we're going to use Early Espresso ink just to kind of tie in all of the colors that we have for our project here. The Bumblebee yellow ink would have worked well as for this, but I just wanted my Bumblebee to pop here, and I wanted my sentiment to tie into that part there. All right, we are going to layer this off, and then just like our last one, once it's all layered together, then we'll adhere it to our card base. So this time we're gonna adhere, before we glued on the back, now we're gonna glue on the front. So just a little bit of ink here to add, oops, see, I'm already messing it up. So we want dimensionals, nope, glue on this one here. So we're gonna put that in the corner there. We're gonna do the same thing on this leaf on the opposite side here. So it just frames our word. Okay, on the back of this now, we're gonna add dimensionals. And for this, you definitely cannot have enough dimensionals. It may look like overboard, but we're gonna use some of these to adhere some of our other pieces. So not only will it be used to stick down our word sentiment once it's all layered together, but these sprig pieces will be connected via these dimensionals as well. All right, so we're gonna flip this over and ignore the glue that I put on there, and we're gonna adhere our leaf. Oops, there we go. And then our sprig punches, we're gonna add some more dimensionals. Oh, let's see, we can do this without that. We'll put a sprig. Oh, you can't see that. So we're gonna need another dimensional, and we're just gonna kind of sneak that one in right there. And then we're gonna adhere our sprig to that so that it just pokes out a little bit there. For down here, we're gonna do the same thing, adhere our sprig to our dimensional so it just peeks out behind there. And then this last leaf is just gonna kind of go and adhere right there. Now once we have all those down, you can glue, add dimensionals, but we have a dimensional here, but we don't want to add a dimensional here because then it would be 2 dimensionals thick. So just on some of these little areas here, that's gonna be glue, and then we'll let the dimensionals adhere it to those sections there on our card. And put that right there. And keep our block there, just to hold it down for a few minutes to kind of bond that paper together. So while that is adhering, I'm going to tie my bow. Again, this one I'm gonna do 9 inches just because it's a little thinner and it'll be a little harder to kind of grip that ribbon. So we've got our first loop, our second loop, if I can get it. This is why we need that longer ribbon. So I'm gonna show you how I tie my ribbons. We're gonna take our right hand, place it over our left, and swoop that rabbit ear right through the middle. And there we go. Now, obviously it's not how we want it, so we're gonna hold the middle and we're gonna pull our ends out, and then we're just gonna pull it tight once we have it, and then just kind of play with the bunny ears a little bit. There we go. And there's our little tiny ribbon. We're gonna trim off the ends, and this is gonna be adhered with a glue dot. But before we do that, more dimensionals on the back to pop this out and add that to our early espresso cardstock base. So put that there. Add this in here. And then I just came in with a quick glue dot. I was using a ton of glue dots this weekend, so I became a pro at glue dots even more. So what I like to do is I like to manipulate the glue dot into this little teeny tiny glue dot ball, and then I'm gonna put it on the back of my ribbon and then just kind of angle the ribbon, the twine actually, it's not really ribbon, it's twine, right there. So this is our final project today using the Gather Together stamp set. So I'll bring in our first project that we work on so you can see them all together, and you can let me know which one is your favorite. As always, make sure to share this video so that you get entered to win this week's prize patrol, which is the wonderful gems. And thank you everybody for watching along with this week's Makers Monday featuring the Gathered Together bundle. As always, if you liked any of these products today, make sure to shop with our weekly host code to receive an additional gift from myself. I look forward to having you join me again next week for Makers Monday as we create more fall projects using the Hello stamp set and the Apple Builder Punch. Now this is one of my absolute favorite punches because not only can you create an apple with it, but my #1 favorite fall thing, pumpkins. So join me next week as I create some fall projects using the Apple Builder Punch and coordinating Hello stamp set. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week for another week of Makers Monday. Bye!